What's up, my adventurers and thrill seekers? Here we are gonna talk about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is the latest Xbox exclusive made by Machine Games, the studio behind the Wolfenstein franchise, but also developers from the Escape from Butcher Bay game, which is important to talk about when you talk about the DNA of this game. So first, I'm going to start where I like to start, which is the presentation. Now, this game just looks good. The presentation is great overall. There's a couple of things that I'm going to talk about just at the forefront, which is that this game has a couple of issues, a lot of clipping issues that will take you out of the immersion of the game. But the presentation is great throughout. The one thing that I love, and I'm going to say, this review doesn't have a whole lot of spoilers. I keep everything within the first few levels. But the thing that I like the most is with the presentation that whether you are doing a side quest or a main quest, or you're just trying to discover the layout of the land, whatever the case may be, the presentation is the same. It all looks like it's part of the main thing. There is not a part that made me felt like, oh, this is just some kind of side content you threw together. Every side content that I've been on so far really felt like the character would go down that road because they need to uncover what kind of mystery is there while they're at that location, right? So that makes a whole lot of sense. The other thing I liked about the presentation is very much like a movie, the way it's presented. You can also have that widescreen effect also that is very cinematic just by the opening sequence, which I am not going to ruin, but maybe it already has been spoiled for you. But just the opening sequence lets you know how cinematic this game is going to be. The menus do offer you a lot of options. They're clean, they're simple, and I do enjoy that aspect of the presentation as well. Now, the gameplay is where this game really shines because it is very simple at first. It is very much an immersive kind of world, immersive kind of game. It reminds me a lot like the Hitman franchises for a lot of reasons. You will walk around, you will have areas that are patrolled where you will not be able to have access. Those areas are restricted, and therefore to be able to get into certain areas, you might have to sneak your way around. Other areas, you might have to choose an outfit where you'd be able to walk out there and make sure you don't get spotted by like the lieutenant or general or the higher ups, right? But it's really the aspect of being dropped into a map, which is the level, and saying, this is your playground, have fun with it. There's a bunch of things that you can do. Most of the things are optional. You have a main quest that you can really follow, and that's what I liked about Hitman. Hitman is such a wonderful little concoction where they put you into a level and you have to choose which uniform you want to pick for whichever part of the mission. How you gonna approach that mission? You can hear various conversation that can point you towards one path or point you towards another path. It becomes very different from one person to another. It lets you have the experience that you want to have. And so my indie is very much sneaking around, hitting people in the back of the head with stuff. And that is very fun. The other part about the gameplay that I do like is the fun part. This game does not take itself too seriously. It's a little bit like the movies. So there is action, and some of it is almost like comic action. So the fact that you're in a video game and that sometimes things are a little bit clunky made it more fun and like more funny for me. But like I said before, there is a couple of drawbacks when it comes to sometimes it clips, sometimes certain things do gamey things that will draw you back and be like, okay, yeah, I'm playing the video game. I was really immersed for a couple of hours, and now that thing is kind of taking me back. I was afraid of the fights. I was looking at this, I'm like, one-on-one fight, I don't know. And it actually ended up being something that I liked thoroughly. This game actually reminds me of Condemned Criminal Origin. I think that's the name of the game, because it's a game that I had almost no expectation for. I thought it was first person. I thought there was some brawling. I remember at the time I didn't really had an opinion on that type of mechanic, and so I played it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very, like, it really drew me in, but my expectations were low. Same thing here. I saw the combat, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna feel claustrophobic, it's not gonna feel right. Like, I kind of don't like the man-to-man combat normally in these games. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna play Cyberpunk and I don't want to play with hand-to-hand combat for that particular reason. But then I played the game, and yeah, you know what? It works for what it is. When you get into a fight, it works. It feels the way it should feel. It doesn't feel bad. It really kind of like has the weight that it's supposed to have. Except for the fact that you run out of stamina very quick. Like in real life, you ran out of stamina that quick. I don't think you would, I just wouldn't fight if I ran out of stamina that quick. But I mean, it is what it is. The game is really fun. Has a lot of really cool puzzles. They're not too hard, but sometimes you gotta have to think on it. And I'm talking about like on the outside of the main path. There's some really, really challenging ones, some really cool one. I wouldn't say challenging to the point where like you need to go on the internet to figure it out. You just have to look around, find a couple of nodes, see if you can investigate a little bit. But it's almost like the most investigative game that I've played in a long time. I'm not gonna say the most, but that I've played in a long time. And the thing that is surprising me the most about this game is the pacing of the game, where I don't know if new gamers are going to be able to relate with that, but I love that pacing. It's a cinematic pacing. Like things don't happen too fast or like too slow. It's just very and very even pace that I really did enjoy. Of course, we can talk about the issues with the AI. The AI isn't the smartest. You can turn that thing up if you really want it. But at the same time, I feel like it kind of fits in when you're supposed to be that hero, and those guys are supposed to be just a bunch of disposable goons, anyways. But yeah, I did wish that they offered maybe something different, something new in stealth. We haven't seen too many new stealth mechanics being put in, so I do think that that would have been a great opportunity to be able to do that. I stood back and I've played a whole lot of this game, and I'm really thinking to myself, yeah, this is probably the best original Xbox game that I've played since Gears. I'm trying to think about if there was a better ones recently, but I think like since the most recent Gears, I haven't felt like, okay, Xbox, you really got this. But I do wish that everybody does experience this and have fun with it. It is, in my opinion, a very cinematic game. I'd rather have that than have an open world, to be honest. I'd rather have smaller places that have more things to do in them and have more variety of terrains and quests and people to talk to. Like, there's a cool thing where everywhere that you go, those are different places around the globe. So the food that you find may be different as well. And that's kind of like a cool thing that you put on. The whole journal aspect of it, like it really it doesn't do things that new games are doing. It's not trying to put like a marker there all the time. It's not trying to make everything super obvious. There's nothing also that's super hidden either. The one thing that I would say right now is I was collecting them books thinking, oh, I'm upgrading myself. It's like you have to go into the menu, select those books, use that currency that you've gotten from doing whatever, so those experience points, and then you can unlock whatever those books give you. It took me a while to actually put those two together. I don't know why. But hey, it worked out great because when I wanted to unlock them, I had a bunch of experience to unlock them. So hey, it's all good. But that's the only thing. Like I said, few things going against this game, but nothing that would detract me from playing the game. I hope they're gonna patch these little things out in very soon in a timely manner, and I cannot wait for them to release a second one. Like if you think about this is the foundation, and then let's say the 4 years, hopefully not 6, hopefully not 10, we get a sequel to this game, and the sequel is very good. That would be awesome. The story is fun, and it's really good. It's a good story. It's a really good story. Trust me. But what I do like even more is that they fleshed out the world enough. There's so many side things to do that are also presented, like I said before, at a very high value that looks very good, high quality. And that makes the whole story even better because you do feel like you're that. I felt like I was that character, and I haven't thought about Indiana Jones in that manner in years. Like when I was like maybe 7 years old, I wanted to be Indiana Jones. When I was walking around with like, with my belt thinking it was a whip and a dun, 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 dun. And right now, like that game gave me that feeling. And I'm like, oh yeah, I used to really dig that guy when I was a kid. All you got to do is strap yourself in. You're going on a good ride. You're going on some fun adventure. You're going to globetrot a little bit. You're going to see and hear different languages. You're going to see a lot of different things about culture. So I'm going to leave it at that. Presentation, I like. Gameplay, I really do like. Even though for a lot of people might say there's not a whole lot of gameplay in it, but it's not super and super involved kind of game. Once again, it's more an immersive sim kind of thing. So I'm not going to say that on that gameplay level, this is where the game really shines. I think it shines in the sum of its parts. You know me, I don't really put numbers on them, but I'm going to tell you it's a good game. I do think that I wish everybody could play it. So did you enjoy the mysteries? Did you enjoy the story? Did you have fun going around the world and solving the mystery of the Great Circle? Let me know in the comments down below. And as we say up where we are, have yourself a good one.